Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. When you think of pest control, you think of guys spraying around your home, outside your home, inside your home. But at Southeast Termite and Pest Control, they offer something more. Crawl space encapsulation. Not only does it prevent bugs and critters from getting into your home, it also cuts down on humidity in your home, and that makes your home healthier. Call them this week or visit their website to learn more, not to mention the fact you no longer looks like a bomb went off under your home with their crawl space encapsulation. The finished product is on the right. If I never point that out, I assume most people at home get that they don't come in and tear it to the left. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, they do great work. I would much rather live in the home on the right. And like I say, it keeps the humidity out of the ductwork and it's just a healthier home. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, they've been doing it for 50 years now, since 1971. Get out and check them this week. All right, the folks at ProFootballFocus.com combined their win-loss projections with the win-loss projections from DraftKings on one single chart this week. And I'm not going to be, the X, Y axis. I'm not going to get into that. But you can see that Pro Football Focus, in turn, they have Tennessee slightly ahead of 6, not quite to 6.5 wins. So I don't know how you do that, but they must be projecting like 6.3 wins. DraftKings has Tennessee right at 6. I'm going to take the push out of it. I'm going to take the 0.5 out of it just to make this more difficult. I'm going to give you guys the choice. They're saying 6.5 wins. I think most people would say 6.5 would be your over-under. If I gave you the gun to your head, they win 5 or fewer, they win 7 or more. Which way are you going, Chuck?
Well, I mean, I can see how they would get to
gun
7.
To your head.
Gun to my head. I'm going to say 5 or fewer. But if you sweep your 4 non-conference opponents, correct?
Yeah, chances.
Then can you win 2 SEC games? That gets you to 6. But I would go fewer until we see how things go, especially defensively. It's tough to bet on a team winning 7 until we see that defense on the field.
All right, I agree with that. Where are you going, Jimmy?
I'm startled because Chuck didn't cavalier the question. I am befuddled right now.
He hit the gun to my head.
Had the gun to his head.
The old gun.
It's Bob's gun.
Definitely 5.
This is hard for me because I've got them at 6, but I also think this defense is going to be so bad.
Not South Sincere bad.
It's going to be close. I see Tennessee averaging over 30 points a game on offense, giving up over 30 on defense. And to me, if your defense is going to be deficient, that probably leads to somebody upsetting you along the way. So I would go 5 instead of 7.
I think Chuck's right on it with the you look at those non-conference games. I don't think
Pitt could beat them.
Yeah, I don't put that down as a sure thing win like so many do.
No.
I think Pitt would have beaten them last year. If
Exactly.
you look at what they did. So if you don't sweep those, I don't know how many SEC teams you beat with such a terrible defense. David, where are you? 5 or less, 7 or more?
Yeah, I think it's definitely 5. I think you look at all the things that can go wrong, and we looked at the play charts earlier. 200 more plays a season. That's 200 more tackles, and guys that you are really, really vulnerable to injury because you don't have depth.
Yeah.
That's attempted tackles.
Yeah, that's attempted tackles. But you
more
look
attempted tackles.
I mean, you look at linebacker, you look at corner. There's just you're deep at a few spots. You got like your running backs. We'll see what they do at quarterback, but you're a couple injuries away from really being in a tough spot where walk-ons are getting in the rotation, and that's not what you want to see.
We saw how early in the spring game the walk-ons were out there,
Yeah.
and granted, they were playing the third string early, and fine. I don't know that I've ever seen that many walk-ons that early in a spring game at Tennessee ever. And the fact that you're going to be playing more plays does mean the likelihood for injury and some of those guys getting out there.
If you get to 7, you got to have everything go right for you.
Yeah.
And if you go to 5, you need like a couple things to go not great. So I think it's 5 easily.
Okay, I want to put up another. I haven't told you guys what this is. I don't know if you saw it or not, but Fox Sports put up a tweet this week. Let's go ahead and show this. Here's a look at every FBS team with the most wins from each state in the last 10 years.
And they've moved Memphis to Nashville.
Well, I don't think that's the location, but I mean, that's your winningest team in the state.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just reactions to, obviously they don't play in the SEC, they don't have the same schedule, but that just stunned me to look at. I've covered it. I know what Tennessee's doing, but to see a 10-year sweep where the top program in the state of Tennessee is Memphis, That is a gut punch.
Memphis getting a lot of coaches good coaching jobs too.
Yeah.
Tennessee
Yeah.
getting a lot of coaches some buyout checks. So, that's kind of the story of the last decade. Memphis, I mean, it's been a
The
lot of
launching
coaches
pad.
after Larry Porter has been, coach after coach getting big job after big job in Tennessee, coach after coach getting ushered away.
Well,
with
their
some
last
winning.
two went what? Florida State, Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuente and Norvell.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that and they're good players in Memphis, in the Memphis area. So if you'd asked me that entering 2010, I'd tell you I'd be shocked. But if you'd asked me just off the cuff, which team in the last 10 years in the state would have had more wins, I would have said Memphis, because they've had a number of 10-win seasons and really good coaching. But that's really is an indictment on Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it was just kind of a jolt to the system. You can know it, but to see the map of the United States and you look, and it's not the power T for Tennessee, it's the unpower M, or whatever they call theirs. I just thought that was a gut punch. So
Well, we hope that's not the same 10 years from now.
We'll see.
when we come back, there are four factors, I think, external factors that have impacted the decline in Tennessee football. I want to take a couple of segments to talk about these. And this is the part that next week our VFLs tackle these as well. So you get a media perspective, you get the players' perspective over the next couple of weeks. Come on back and we'll talk about the four factors, as I call them.